as we kind of set out to work with Unbox, and I think Kedar kind of broke down the taxonomy of search, is that, how do we kind of help people kind of discover 100,000 products when there are no real brands, or there's no real way to kind of describe what a piece of furniture looks like, right? So as we kind of look at that, the core challenge that we faced was, uh, Pradeep, if you could just move on. The core challenge that we faced was, furniture as a category doesn't primarily operate on very standardized parameters, or very very specific search patterns. You can't really kind of step in and you can't really step in and then search for a very specific furniture brand. I mean, if I were to ask you the number of furniture brands that you could probably count them on your fingers, right? As opposed to mobile phone brands or clothing brands, right? So that's the fundamental challenge when we look to kind of set out to solve with Unbox. So I think, as you know, as I think Pradeep not Pradeep, Kedar spoke about. Unboxed has a really powerful search engine where they use kind of AI relevant. They use AI to kind of AI and machine learning to kind of really figure out the nitty-gritties and specifics of what it takes to kind of help customers arrive at what they need to do. So if I were to talk about search, I think fundamentally speaking, there is a head, torso, and tail. And I think if you spoke about sofas, the head queries are where the bulk of the queries kind of nest. If I look at sofas, a bulk of users will come and search for sofa sets. And then a component of users will come and search for a purple sofa set. But the meat, or the real meat of the matter lies is largely in the tail queries. Like if you look at the query over here, so we've got location, we've got the descriptor, we've got the location can be outdoor, living room, bedroom, cafe. uh, the descriptors we spoke about, it can be color, it can be material, or it can be a look, and then essentially the product type. And then most importantly, the more complicated pieces as we get into this space is the feature. These features can be how hard the cushion is, how soft it is. So typically these queries, they contribute to about 60% of the search traffic. And as much as valuable as a search user is on our platform, even within these queries, we see that almost a 2.5 times more propensity to convert vis-a-vis the head or torso queries. These are people who really know what they want. They want to get what they want to get to where they need. And then, given that we operate in such a non-standardized category, this is a core problem that we worked with the Unbox team to kind of solve. So I think if you see some of the tail queries over here, and these are actual queries, actually I think we've actually pulled these up basis some of the queries that we got over the last 2 months. So if you see some of these queries, you'll see that it's an outdoor purple sofa set with hard cushions, or sample built 8-inch cool gel contour memory foam queen size mattress Claudio. If you see all of these parameters, you could go and search for them on the platform. You actually see relevant results for all of these. And number 8 is interesting. It's 22-inch coffee table, because very often space is a huge constraint when it comes to furniture. So our search specifically is so nuanced, it's so complicated as a problem to kind of solve, and it needs consistent iteration. So we've worked with the Unbox team over the last, I think, 7 years now almost, to kind of keep evolving, keep improving, keep iterating. Yeah, so I think the key thing here there are two aspects where we worked with the Unbox team to kind of build out the natural language understanding in terms of what we do. I think Kedar spoke about how there are variations of color. There are 1,200 shades of brown. So if somebody wants to buy a brown furniture because that's the color of the wood, right? So there are textures, and people really can't describe them. So how do you kind of help people arrive at those? Um, Looking at context awareness, specifically, like I said, again, I think an important point that we spoke about earlier is that we don't want to just look at the past purchase, but also present context. In some cases, depending on the past furniture purchase, we could recommend the current searches, just so that they're in the same shade, same tinge. So it goes into that level of detail. So, I mean, as we talk about the search, the descriptors, location, intent, features, all of these parameters kind of need to get kind of processed as part of the search kind of breakdown. In addition to that, the search queries themselves, the long tail queries themselves, are a very valuable source of information for us to evolve and improve our our merchandising. And that's the second aspect that we work very closely with the Unbox team to kind of help kind of glean some of these insights in terms of what is the user behavior trending, how might we kind of simplify some of these things. It's a constantly iterative cycle and takes a lot of effort, both on part of the teams who are kind of powering the search and the teams who are kind of enabling it for the users. So that's something that we've been doing now for almost 7 years with the Unbox team, and the search has evolved over time. Yeah, I think we've done a series of enhancements and improvements over the last 5 months or 6 months, and I think the results are there to see over time. I think our search users has gone up, bounce rates are down, conversion and value per session are both up 50%. So all in all, it's been a journey of learnings, and but a very positive and a strong kind of mired and very strong partnership.